Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and I'm not alone in this video. I'm joined by Alex and Zion, as you can see here. Before you get to say anything, I'm going to tell you all about what we're doing here today. Recently, the Switch 2 was announced, and we got to look at one single game, Mario Kart. We're going to be calling it 9, but we don't actually know its title. It could be Mario Kart X, it could be something, Mario Kart Rally, I don't know. But we're here to predict it because we didn't really get shown a lot. The only things we know is that we have 24 players and the one track they raced around on. Welcome, Alex and Zion.
Hi, can we talk now?
Yeah, I was very curious who was gonna break the barrier first, the sound barrier.
Someone's gonna break that barrier. I'm all about breaking barriers. Mario Kart 9. What do we reckon? Oh, I think there are gonna be karts.
So how are they going to break barriers in this game, Zion?
I want to come out here with a big thing that I feel like Alex probably already has on his potential list of predictions as well.
I have no list.
Mental list. His internal log of ideas that he's been thinking about for
files
years because Mario Kart 8 has lived way too long. It's a good game. Some would call it great. Mario Kart's grown quite stale for me. I mean, I never really played Tour, but when I was a kid, I played a lot of Crash Bandicoot or Crash Team Racing on PS1. I did play a decent bit of Diddy Kong Racing too, which I funny enough, didn't have Mario Kart 64 on the N64 as a kid. I didn't even have Double Dash, but I did have Crash Team Racing and Diddy Kong Racing. And what both of those games are kind of like open world story-based modes. Ooh. And I think it'd be really cool if Mario Kart finally did something like that, because I can't think of a single game that has let you kind of just drive around in a world just with little missions and tiny little secrets to find or extra hidden levels. Diddy Kong Racing and Crash didn't have that much. It was more just kind of like a hub to explore, but I'm imagining kind of like a mix between like a Forza Horizon kind of open world where you can go around and
I was literally about to say you've described Forza Horizon.
Were you? Yeah. Yeah, and even imagine getting to do that with a pal. Imagine 4 players riding around together it's almost like a lobby or something.
Driving to the courses, you can see the course, and you drive to it, and then want to enter. It'll be so cool. Really good idea.
Scarlet and Violet, but imagine it working.
Yeah, it runs a lot better. It'll be on the next system, so theoretically, everything will be
I can actually see that.
Better.
I could picture myself just being able to drive around and then do the brake where you turn around sharply and then see the dirt as you go off-road. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Felix there with that hot racing terminology.
That's me. I am a professional racer.
In the trailer, right, we get to see that long stretch of road.
Yeah.
I think that when you see that at least that's where my head goes, is
it's really long. Yeah. I know we've had long courses before, but that stretch is really long, to the point where I'm sort of thinking, what are they going to do with that? It's in theory kind of dull to be racing down here. I mean, It may well be that we're only getting half the picture, but it does kind of suggest what else is, the fact that you can't even see where it just goes on, but then you've got boost pads going up all along the length of it.
Oh, interesting. Maybe they'll finally implement some tutorial mode for people that have never played Mario Kart before, because there are
press the A button, sir.
Yeah. And maybe they're just using this track as the first thing to show, but that feels weird, right? There's got to be something.
It does. I also, I don't know, tutorials usually don't come with 24 players. It's the 24 player thing is definitely giving me big multiplayer vibes, and I mean online multiplayer.
Yeah.
And it could well be that there's just maybe even with 24 players getting everyone sort of in for just a short 2-minute race or something like that does sort of feel, would that be worth all the sort of faffing around and waiting and stuff like that? And maybe that is what we're going to get. It is Nintendo. But it's also entirely possible, I feel, that the races are going to be much bigger. How do you like them apples?
A prediction I have is that they're going to go in the footsteps of F-Zero, and it's going to be like F-Zero 99. You start off with loads of players, and then from each race, there's going to be 6 people less. Because you see 4 lines of 6 people, and then in the last race, you're only 6 people. It's super epic. Maybe the tracks have been tailored, so some tracks are only 24 players, and it's you have to race them in an order. I don't know if that's going to be a thing, but I just thought it would be really cool and really competitive. when playing online. It's like, oh, you get in 24 players. And then from each race, it's like, oh, the stakes just get higher and higher. That'll be so cool.
I suppose Smash has bigger stages intended for larger pools of players, and I guess Smash did, right? Like 8.
Yeah. And if you play all Ice Climbers, it is a religious experience.
Oh.
It is chaos. Every time I did it with my friends, the one thing everyone would say is like, where is my character? They would just lose track of it.
I love playing on the Great Cave Offensive.
Does the game slow down with technically 16 character models on screen?
No. I mean,
Smash Bros is very well optimized.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Only when playing online have I really
and even
seen
then, that's a
instances.
network thing. It's not like
Yeah.
the GPU or anything
Actually,
being bottlenecked.
when Smash Bros struggles the most is in the character select screen, because sometimes you will try to change the skins and they will not load in. Like if you play,
sure.
because there's just so much stuff
Felix,
happening.
all those PNGs, they don't load by themselves.
Speaking of changing skins, is this finally the time where we get different costumes for Mario Kart characters beyond Mario Kart Tour?
And
That's
beyond
a
Yoshi
point.
and Shy Guy, because they
yeah,
have different
yeah.
colors.
yeah, Yoshi and Shy Guy have had them, and obviously the Mii racers. But yeah, why
Yeah.
don't they have, sort of Mario in his Fire Mario outfits or something like that? Or, with Cappy on his head. Or, I
Yeah.
mean, that's a boring one, but you know what I mean. Maybe in his wedding outfit. That's super
yeah.
obvious. Why haven't they done that before? Maybe Mario Kart 8 couldn't handle it like Smash
I would
can't.
love that, because when you play online, you will have, I mean, in the past, you would have, everyone would play one character, because that was the meta, and that was Waluigi. So everyone would just look the same, but imagine if Waluigi had 8 different costumes. That would also be, it could be unlockables, you have car parts, and then you also have character parts, and a thing for Waluigi.
Yeah.
and a thing
If
for Luigi.
we even have car parts.
That's right. I have actually did think about that when I saw it, because it does look. I personally wouldn't mind that. I love in Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS that there's just really cool carts right at the get-go.
Yeah.
There is some really cool that you can customize it, but then it would always just end up with being like, I always need these wheels. I always need this glider. And then the car, well, it does look cool, but it's not as cool as when you could have Waluigi, for example, racing around in an excavator in Mario Kart DS.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He did, didn't he? I mean, I would personally, if it came to a race, something like that is not my first choice, I would say. But it was wacky and it was different. And yeah, I think it does ironically lead to more interesting sort of choices for the player when you have less customization. It seems counterintuitive, but I think it makes sense. And again, what we've seen is merely just a snapshot, I'm sure. And it may well be, if we break everything down, maybe it looks like there are some custom parts in there or something, but I've looked hard. I can't see any evidence to support that. I don't see any evidence to not support that either. I think we're just going to have to wait and see, but I do think it's a distinct possibility. And I actually think, in a weird way, I'm ready for that. I'm ready.
I was gonna ask it. I know you two have played a lot of Mario Kart, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe specifically over the years. Is that what you want? Would you prefer almost them to take the parts away?
For
in this next
me,
one?
yeah, I think I do
I
in a
would be
weird
all
way.
right with that too, because like you say, sometimes less is more. Like giving you so much customization and seeing all these stats is almost a bit overwhelming, especially for new players. So instead you have a fast car, you have a car that has better acceleration, you have a car that has better grip. So each car has its intended purpose, and that's just easier to understand. I mean, it's why I prefer Apple over Windows, because it's just a more streamlined experience. You don't have to tinker so much building my own thing. I like it just have it ready out of the get-go, just work, and I'm a happy man.
That's quite the analogy, I must say. But I understand where you're coming from. And yeah, I think I agree. I also use a Mac.
What about you, Sion?
I use a Windows.
So Sion wants customization in the next Mario Kart.
No, I really just want fun karts again.
Yeah.
Once you brought up the excavator, my brain instantly went back to Rob on the DS version
Yeah.
as well. And how he had all of his spinners or whatever they were called for Gyromite or stack up
that's
surrounding
great.
him.
I mean,
And,
speaking
I
of
also
silly.
want to point out very quickly that I also use Windows and Linux even. I'm one of those people.
very important information. I mean, speaking of characters, I want to go over some characters now, and I'll quickly run you through which characters are confirmed.
Do we have 24-ish characters confirmed? I know some of them are quite hard to see.
There are 24 characters present in the trailer if you really look, but there is like 2 or 3 of them which are a bit hard to make out, so I'll specify that those are most likely that character. But the ones that we have confirmed is Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Bowser, Toad, Princess Daisy, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Rosalina, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, Birdo, Toadette, Pauline, Koopa Troopa, King Boo, and then it looks very much like Shy Guy. I'm pretty sure about that one. Bowser Jr. is a bit hard to make out, but one of them looks like Baby Rosalina, and the other looks like either Dry Bones or Lucky 2. So it's like pretty standard stuff for Mario Kart.
Yeah, still no Diddy Kong, interestingly.
No. I really hope Diddy Kong is
Diddy
there.
Kong Erasure right here. God.
So the question is, since we have 24 players, are we going to see a bigger roster? Because I believe that Mario Kart 8 with the DLC in the end ended up having like 50 characters. So are we going to see something along the likes of that?
It had nearly 50 characters. It also had Tanuki Mario, which really doesn't count in my view.
Oh, no. But still, let's say, okay, Mario Kart 8 had 50 characters. Sure, some of them are duplicates. We have loads of baby characters. We have like all the Koopalings, which are nowhere to be seen here, besides like Bowser Jr.
That was honestly back in the Wii U days. That was a big blow when it turned out that the rest of the roster for Mario Kart 8 was the Koopalings. It's like they're a fine inclusion, but why do they take up so much of the damned roster?
Yeah.
Again, costumes. That would be a great, like, just...
Exactly. Just like Smash. Bowser Jr. and he can be Larry. He can be Lemmy. He can be Wendy, etc.
Yeah.
I know this is a big pipe dream, but I really, speaking of
Pipe
Smash,
dream.
Mario. A Mario. I know this is a big Mario pipe dream, but I think it'd be really nice to see this Mario Kart become kind of the next Smash, in a sense, where they have fun character crossovers. I know we already did have like Link and the Inklings and Animal Crossing characters, but Sakurai doesn't. It seems like Sakurai wants to move on from Smash, so let him and make Mario Kart the next hype cycle for Nintendo. You know, I think that'd be really an easy way to do it too, because you probably don't have to.
No, they
I
don't
could be
have
wrong, but do you have
yeah.
have to balance? Like,
I mean, there's like weight
racers
stats with weight and stuff like that. So you have like weight classes, but you don't need like a complete different skill set. It is much easier for them to just,
Okay.
Here's Captain Falcon. Here's...
Yes!
yeah,
Oh my gosh!
something like that. Here's Kirby. But, I mean, it would make perfect sense. I don't know if it's going to happen. I would love to see it happen, but my prediction is it's not going to happen. Just because...
Okay.
I don't know. So,
Why? Can I ask why not?
Because I think that Nintendo... That's my gut feeling.
What's your worry? Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think Nintendo will do it. I think that, no, this is Mario's game. This is like, we want all the Mario characters to shine. It would make a lot of sense, though. I would love it. Just have a Nintendo party.
Yeah, but we've already had Link.
That's true.
Link.
And that's also when you, like before, I actually wrote down in my notes, not as much crossover as we think. But then I remember back and it's like, no, they did like the Hyrule stage, the Animal Crossing, and that was some of the most fun stages. Of course I would want that. And I hope Nintendo realized that they have so much branding and potential. Splatoon stages, Metroid stages, you know,
oh my gosh,
so much cool they could do.
Imagine Samus riding around in a
depths.
little Metroid cart. It's just like a big Metroid, like something you'd see in like Disneyland or something.
Yeah.
That's definitely a look. Would it be in keeping with the Metroid brand? I don't know, but we've got like Mii costumes and stuff like that. What would be an alternative to having a load of new characters is merely like what we've kind of had in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, themed courses. So there aren't that many crossover characters. Maybe there aren't any. Maybe it's pure Mario this time, baby. But we have a Kirby stage. We have a Ring Fit Adventure stage. We have I've run out of games to talk about stage.
That's my favorite stage.
Kirby Air Ride? Gosh, like being able to ride around on a Warp Star would be awesome. If it was its own kart type. Ugh.
A Pokemon stage.
Ooh,
Man.
that'd be
You
great.
could go inside a Pokeball and we could finally see what's inside. I imagine it's full of bees.
But talking about stages, my wildest prediction, it's not going to happen, but I would be king if it does happen. They're not going to do retro tracks. It's just going to be all original.
Oh.
That's my hot
Ooh.
pick of the day.
Ooh, yeah, that is a hot take. My word, yeah. I think that's a possibility. It might be interesting if they opened like the game as standard, had none of those, none of the classic tracks or anything like that. But later down the line, they did introduce some retro tracks or something as DLC. That'd be interesting. But I don't know. They've been doing retro tracks since, well, essentially, it was Double Dash, the first one that had retro tracks, I think, wasn't it? Or I suppose Super Circuit. Did that?
Let's say there is some retro tracks. There are some retro tracks. There was still a lot of tracks that, because I was thinking, no, they included so much in Mario Kart 8. There's not enough left. There's so many tracks that I decided to only go back and look at DS and Wii and look at, okay, what tracks do I really hope to see? In DS, I would love to see Airship Fortress, because that was not.
Yeah.
Airship Fortress is like, that would be so crazy to see. Yoshi Falls, which is also in Mario Kart Wii. I don't know, it's a very simple track, but it's got some charm. Luigi's Mansion track. I love we got a new one in Mario Kart 8, but the one in... just drive around in dirt in the one on the DS. And Delfino Plaza. No, Delfino Square, that's the name. Delfino Square I really like that track. With the like...
Oh, I don't like that one.
Oh, you don't?
No.
That is a hot take.
I always found some of the corners to be not like the corners themselves aren't sharp, but there are too many instances where there are hard right angle edges and they can just catch you out. And yeah, that's not my bag, baby.
No, that's fair.
I might be thinking of a different course. It's possible.
No, it does have a lot of like sharp turns, but to me, it wasn't like as big of an issue as it was with the DLC tracks, where it felt like I really struggled to hit. It was never an issue for me, maybe because I played it so much as a kid that I just remembered the turns and all that. There are some Wii tracks that was also not an 8. Luigi's Circuit, very simple course. I don't think I don't want it to come back. That track I do want to come back though is Toad's Factory.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
that track.
I like that
one.
Do you know what one I want to come back that has never come back?
I know what it is.
Do you?
Yes.
Because I don't think you do.
Wario Stadium?
No.
Coliseum? I don't know what it's called.
I mean, from Super Mario Kart 64, there is no super in there. Forget I ever said that.
Oh, Rainbow Road.
Skyscraper.
Skyscraper? I don't even...
It's a battle course.
Oh.
Really high up. There's a hole in the center. It's simple. It's effective. It's actually a surprisingly hard battle course.
Oh.
And I know
I like
I'm
the
going
look of
completely
that.
off topic in a way by talking about battle courses, but hell yeah, I want that to come back. My favorite thing was when you played with 3 people, something went wrong with the frame rate and it ran at like double speed. Bring that back, Nintendo.
What?
So are you saying then that you want battle courses in Mario Kart 9?
Hell yes. Not as courses, but like battle. I want battle mode back, and I want it to be weird and slightly janky like it was in Mario Kart 64. I am stuck in the past with my nostalgia, and I am proud of it.
I mean, now that we're talking about battle courses, we should also bring back the DS stage. Driving
That
around on
was
the DS.
good, wasn't it? It was just a big DS.
Yep.
Simple.
A big
More
switch
of that.
to probably the game I think we're going to see the most tracks from, if we're going to see tracks. Not that well, my prediction is we aren't, but if we are, probably Mario Kart 7. Because
Yeah.
those tracks from Wii and tracks from DS, we've seen those like multiple times. Sometimes, like we've seen, there was tracks from DS that wasn't in 8, but it was in Wii, for example. But tracks from 7 on the 3DS hasn't really gotten a chance, other than like in Mario Kart Tour, to make a return. Like Shy Guy Bazaar. I've heard you predict that a couple of times.
Yeah, I love Shy Guy Bazaar, yeah.
We also have Daisy Hills. Nice track.
Eh.
We have Woohoo Loop and Maka Woohoo, both.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see that. I don't know if we're going to see it, because it seems like they're moving a bit away from that, because that was the Wii Sports Resort kind of stuff. Please have a good Rainbow Road. I'm tired of Mario Kart 8's Rainbow Road. I know there's other ones, but the default one, it
Oh, the
sucks.
default one is, I don't know, it's quite challenging if you try and do it at full speed. Just as an average player at 200cc, the only speed there is in the game. But I do understand, it's not the most exciting, but they do have a Rainbow Road 64, which is excellent. Just please, for the love of God, make us go around more than once.
Yep.
You know, just this fixation that they have with every course needs to be either split into sections or you go around 3 times. It's like, with the exception of Baby Park, I know. But what about just a longer course where you only go around twice? Do it. Stop being such cowards, Nintendo.
I really want the Yoshi's, what's it called? I looked it up because I couldn't remember the name. Yoshi Valley. I love that level.
Oh, yeah, that's in 8 Deluxe as well. And 8.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it can
I'd
actually
really like
keep
to see
track
that
of who's
level
in
come back.
first.
I like the N64 version more.
I
I'm
think
not.
Yeah,
that's
I
the
think I
reason.
do.
Yeah, I like that. It's just so hard to predict like what's going on. It's so chaotic. Everyone's just like lost doing their own thing.
Yeah.
I'm often lost like going in reverse because I end up like getting hit by something and get turned around, and it's just a
the little,
weird
like
level.
you can jump across gaps as a shortcut, and it's like not like a proper thing, but like if you just turn and drift and jump at the right time, you can just cut out like a reasonable chunk of the course. I love that
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know, not like a little, oh, here's a ramp to show that you can do it or anything like that. No, make it hard. Make us work for it.
Yeah, I would love to see more courses do like unique things, like a course like that where you can't see, or maybe a course that's really foggy, that's just really hard to see what's in front of you. Just original stuff that changes. Okay, why this track feels a lot different from another track.
I'd like to ask you guys something, because a big staple of Mario Kart games is the items. And obviously, we're so used to all the old items, you know, they're just part of the furniture at this point. I have an idea for a new item, and I'd like you two to come up with one as well. My idea is the double cherry bunch. And it's 2 double cherries, and basically what it does is it produces a clone either side of you, or 2 to your right or 2 to your left, and suddenly you have got a chance to have like shells hit your duplicate instead, and they just go poof.
And you can also block off other people from behind,
Yeah.
since you have people. Oh, that's cool. It is a good. I really like that one.
What about an item where everybody, kind of like the lightning one, which I don't think this happens when you get struck by lightning, but I might just be fabricating this. Like, I don't know, but what about an item that like instantly turns the level into just ice? And so you just slide just straight forward.
Oh!
So like if you're going around a corner, you just slide just
horrible.
straight off and into a ditch. And
That's horrible. I love it. It just make it like, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is just like Splatooning or something that's slippery and it just gets applied to everyone's wheels except yours. Or even just as a single item that you can fire at somebody else and they lose like most of their traction. So you can still control it, but you're just like, ah! That'd be quite cool, actually, yeah. Because nearly all the time it's just, you get hit, which is fine. But yeah, something where if you're really skilled, you can kind of control out of it. And if it hits you at the wrong time, you're about to do a turn, or even when you're mid-drift, and then you just, instead of drifting around, you just go, whoa, off the edge.
exactly.
That'd be
Yeah,
I really like that. I really like that.
Might be a bit inspired by something I saw, but I also got inspired by something you said, Alex. What if there was an item that kind of like the feather, a bit more like made so you can like really like go up in the air? You can like cut off a big chunk of like a corner or something like that. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, what if it was rather than like a jumping type thing? Because there are so many courses with walls, but rather than a jumping type thing, it was almost like some sort of like, I don't want to say teleporter, and I know we've already got Boo, but something that makes you intangible, and so you can basically just like cut off a big section and like keep the same height that you're at and something like that. Or something like that. That may be complicating it a bit, and a big feather might just be a better idea.
What if they had the lens of truth from The Legend of Zelda, and you could just
you can only go through shortcuts.
exactly,
with
yeah,
that.
or it shows you where shortcuts are in the track, and it's an item that's like once people have it, they're like, I already know everything here. But
Unless it also activates them.
oh, interesting, and to be an item that you'd want to hold on to for a while and not pick up other things.
The red and blue like are switches, and then when you have the item, you can make one switch and it changes
that's
certain
cool.
paths.
Oh, what about even that same idea, but it's not an item, but it's an entire course. And so you can go through and you can like choose to hit switches.
Oh,
And it changes. So somebody could be just like on this red bridge and you could just go, haha, ram into the switch and they just go, there.
and they just fall through. That's great.
I like that. I like that. Though I
like
say
that
so
too.
myself. Inspired by Felix.
When that level gets picked, I feel like in your friend group, you just have a lot of people like, oh, come on, not this one again. I hate this
Stage
level.
hazards off.
What do you guys think will happen with anti-gravity? Because there is one section in the trailer that kind of looks like anti-gravity. My like idea is that it'll return in some extent, because it does give a lot of freedom in like course design.
There's a part of me that wonders whether it'll just be more, they'll make less of a thing of it, like saying, oh, you're going into anti-grav mode, because at the end of the day, it didn't really matter, but maybe, I don't know, it still does a little animation, but it's not so much the focus, because all things considered, they didn't do loads with it. There's not much you can do, I don't think, really, beyond,
Yeah.
we're upside down now, and, that loses its... Also, the fact that the perspective doesn't change.
That's the problem, right? It is like the courses look really cool. Oh, I'm driving up a waterfall, but when you're driving, it doesn't really feel that different. You don't feel the impacts. I totally get what you're saying.
I'd be okay with it going away as well. I enjoyed it, but I think, yeah, once you're up there, you're right. That's a really good point. You don't really know you're upside down. You just are.
I have one final prediction, and that is regarding tracks. I think I said it in one video in the past or something, but I think that tracks are going to be just longer. You're not going to see as many like loops. Just going to be long in sections, or at least we're going to see more of them, because there are a few in Mario Kart 8, but it was not something like, it was only for grand occasion. And maybe it's just one every cup. There's like one, maybe it's the final one, like big. Oh, imagine like a rainbow road. Well, we already have that. No, but yeah, I just really like it. I like having both, so I would still like to see both, but I would like to see more of the thing that we didn't get a lot.
Like that'd be nice. I'd like to see more of the continuous levels as well, where it's just like one straight, like one thing straight through. Like, is it Mountain Wario? Was that the one where like top to bottom
it is so good. Just make more stuff like that, Nintendo.
You say that like Big Blue doesn't exist.
True, but it feels more like Mount Wario. You start at the top and then you go through caves and then you go on like the dam and then you go through. It's just like, it tells a story. But Big Blue's like, it is good. I really love the stage, but it feels a bit like the same a lot of the way through, if that makes sense.
Mario Kart has like we've said before, they've stayed very similar in like the gameplay design department. They haven't really strayed too much. I know we had co-op multiplayer at one point with Double Dash, where two people rode on the same cart. But what if we had a mode that was completely cooperative? There was no, I suppose like you could have different scales of rankings, but think like in Splatoon, how you have Salmon Run, how you have 4 players like trying to take down all these bosses. What if we had what if they had bosses in this next Mario Kart?
Oh, like Mario Kart DS.
Yeah, Mario Kart DS had some of that, yeah.
Did it really?
Miss that stuff. That stuff's so much fun.
Yeah, so see, on Mario Kart DS had like a mission mode. Like you would have different missions that it would cap off with like a boss fight. It would, like one boss fight would be that you had to drive into this thing and get it like off like a circle, and that character, like the boss, was trying to get you off. That would be awesome.
In Splatoon, everybody has a different weapon. Maybe in Mario Kart, maybe everyone like, there's item boxes dotted around a map, and there's like, this big, like King Bob-omb or something, and you're trying to get him off of the track or whatever. And maybe like someone can fire an item at him that stuns him. Maybe someone can fire an item that makes him tiny and makes him easier to push off the map or something. And like, I think it'd be really fun to see a Mario Kart game where everyone has to work together, but they're still racing. And I think the thing is I just want this Mario Kart to be weird. I want them to throw in a bunch of strange stuff, like you were saying as well, Alex. I don't want this next one to be like the sports titles like we had on Wii U, or even how Mario Kart or a Mario Golf. Was it Super Rush? That's not what it's called. What's the Mario Golf on Switch?
Super Rush. Yeah.
It is Super Rush?
Yeah.
Okay. That game got a lot of weird stuff.
It left a lasting impact, you can tell.
Absolutely. I don't want them. I want them to get weird and silly because they've got the budget for it.
Yeah. I think silly and interesting and different is the angle that I would go for.
But guys, we've been chatting for a long while about something that we don't really know about, so I think we did quite well. I really like a lot of the stuff we came up with. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, well, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you can see when we actually talk about the real next Mario Kart, when we have the details, and we'll spill them all in like everything you know about Mario Kart 9. Anyway, Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Alex, Felix, and Sion from Nintendo Life, out. Cool. I didn't see the time. I'm so sorry, Alex.
Yeah, same.
So,
my bad.
Oh my God. He's going. He's still going.
Yep, he's stuck. He's gonna miss his dinner.